Hello everyone, I'd like to congratulate you for all your efforts and your cooperation with us so far. Indeed, we are on a wonderful journey, I guess so. I want to also say that once you're at home, there are some challenges you may encounter. For example, some of you are working, those who are not working also have other responsibility. Some of you are married, others are not. But all these individuals, you all have your responsibilities, things that are engaging you at home. It is not easy. Naturally, it's not easy to be studying, to stay at home and be studying. But then this is the situation we found ourselves, and therefore we must all work within what we have. And the option that we have is what we are using now. For that matter, please let us all organize ourselves. Let us plan our daily activities very well so that we can make time also for studies. Please remember that if you don't study, at the end of the day, all the wonderful discussions that we are having, it will not help you. Please, what I mean by it will help you is that you need to acquire the knowledge so that you can apply the knowledge in your life, in the life of your family, and the students you are going to handle one day. It is very important. For that matter, I want to plead with all of you to organize yourself and start learning quickly. If not, you get to a point that you'll be so frustrated and you cannot learn anything meaningful. For that matter, I want to say, please, let's make in time. Let's make some time and then make use of the time, the little we have, so that we can get the best out of it. Once again, I wish you all the best. And thanks so much for your cooperation. You are doing so well, and I appreciate it highly. Today, I want us to move on with the next chapter, which is guidance functionaries. As the name implies, these are individuals. The individuals they have a role to play. These individuals have a role to play. The role they are going to play is to help the delivery of guidance and counseling program in a school. To make it successful, to make the entire program successful, the counselor alone cannot do everything in the school. Even if you go in for the professor in counseling to come and run the guidance and counseling program in your school, and he alone, everything is left to him alone, the person will not function properly. One of the characteristics of guidance says what? Guidance is a teamwork. You remember? One of the principles that we look at the guidance. We say that it is a teamwork. And once it's a teamwork, it means that one person cannot do it and do it very, very well. That is why we need others to support. These team members, these individuals who support the delivery of guidance and counseling program in a school, they are the one we are referring to as the guidance functionaries. The first group or the first person we want to look at, or the first group of individuals we want to look at, is the counselor or the guidance and counseling coordinator of that school. So the guidance and counseling coordinators. So if you are made a guidance and counseling coordinator of a school, these are your role. The first role for such an individual is it is for planning and the development of guidance program in the school. Who plans the programs in the school? Who have to initiate it even to begin with? The planning and the development of such programs in the school lies squarely before the counselor or the coordinator. Because you will have to plan, the coordinator will have to plan, and then involve others to come in the execution of this program. So the planning first will have to begin or start from the counselor involved or the coordinator involved. Good. The next thing he or she does is providing day-to-day counseling to students. And we've learned earlier that when we talk about counseling, this is one-on-one helping relationship. So if it is an individual counseling, this person coordinator is responsible. If it is about group counseling, he will have to initiate, he will have to lead it, sometimes he will have to advertise it. So he or she has this role to play. Another role of the coordinator of a school, guidance and counseling coordinator of a school, is responsible for the pupils' appraisal. We look at the services, the guidance services earlier as one of the services as appraisal service. So who is responsible? The one to start it, the one to lead it and make sure it is properly done is the coordinator of the school or the counselor of the school. Again, the guidance and counseling coordinator is also responsible for educational and occupational planning of the kids. That is career guidance. He is to give them career guidance, career education, career counseling, so that the kids will make the right decision. In our previous lesson, in our previous video under the issue of guidance services, we've learned that there is something we call information service to give the right information to the student in terms of their educational choices or academic or whatever. Now, this is the role of the guidance and counseling coordinator of the school. So once you are a coordinator in a school, you are not only responsible for providing day-to-day counseling, but you're also responsible for fetching or searching for information that will help your student in their decision making. The coordinator or the counselor is also responsible for referral work. I do a lot of referral work here as a school counselor in the university, and for that matter, sometimes I have to liaise with institutions. Now, I have to know the institution that I'm going to refer my client to. If a student is complaining about a certain condition, if it's about gynecology issue, if it's about other medical issues that I know, I should be able to refer the person to the right offices or service provider so that my client can get the best in the referral that I've made. So to make that successful referral, you need to have enough information as far as the community you are living in is concerned, and also know the service providers within your community, your catchment area, and then those that are outside. So that when it comes to referral, you know exactly where the client you are sending the client to. Good. Again, the same counselor or the coordinator also provide help to parents. And I remember when I was at the secondary school as a coordinator and a teacher, and at the training college as a counseling coordinator, I realized that sometimes parents walk in for help. Parents walk in for help. Parents also have their own challenges as to how to deal with their personal issues. So they come in for counseling. They come in for counseling. And I remember when I took over as coordinator or sorry, the counselor for the university, so I had some parents of my students also walking in to seek for counseling. So you are not only there for the student, you are not only there for your colleague workers, but you are also there for the parents. So that's why it's about PTA something, parent teachers issue. You know, good. The next one is that staffs will come to you for staff consulting. It is also important in a way. You have to, when you are preparing the appraisal, just as we've learned earlier, you need to do some level of consultation to gather data. And consultation as one of the services that we've learned earlier in our previous video. The teacher or the guidance and counseling coordinator is responsible for this coordination in terms of consulting the parent, consulting the staff, so that he can gather or elicit information on students or the data that the person is gathering to be able to help him or her guide or provide the needed assistance to the student involved. The coordinator again or the school counselor is responsible for placement issue. So if you are a coordinator in a school, for example at the GHS level, and your students are confused on as far as selecting of school and programs at the secondary school is concerned, then you are not really doing the work very well, because you are supposed to go out there, get the right information, go through the appraisal process, and then assist this student to make the right decision. Even educate the parents, because sometimes some parents will wish to decide for their kids. But once you are in the position, you are well informed. You can educate the parents as well on the placement of the kids. You are also responsible for conducting what we call local research. Local research in this sense is, you see, you cannot just sit in your office and say, I am a counselor. No. once you are in a school environment or you are operating within a community, it is also important you find out from the community to whether to validate what you are doing, to see whether what you are doing is good or is not good. Again, sometimes you use simple research. You can conduct research so that you can get more information that will inform your subsequent programs that you are going to organize for the school. Because if you don't find out more from the student, people you are rendering your services to, at the end of the day, you may be doing your best, but to the level of your audience or your client, you are not doing enough. So usually, you also have to conduct some study. When I talk about conducting research, it is not about the usual rigorous research that we are talking about. If you can do that one, fair enough. But you can do basic one by consult, by interviewing people, by gathering data through the use of questionnaires and other things to see. That is also going to help you. So you should search for information, search for new things so that you can best help your student. Again, you are also responsible in a school for public relation issues. When people come to the school, in the university system, we have an office responsible for public relation. But at the secondary school level, we don't have it. Usually, when they come, they meet the headmasters. But in some well-structured environment, you realize that when I was in the secondary school, when such people come in asking for certain information, my headmaster usually refer those individuals to me. So sometimes if they are coming to organize a program in the school, I will have to organize the students for them, for the program, give report back to my headmaster as to what has transpired and the way forward. So the counselor or the coordinator in the school perform some role of public relations. Now that we've looked at a coordinator, another key person, another key one that we need to look at is the teachers or the teacher involved. The teachers on campus, they have a role to play. The guidance and counseling coordinator alone cannot do the job. Therefore, you need to also cooperate or liaise with the teachers to also help him. And what are the role of these teachers? What are the role of these teachers? One, they serve on the school guidance committee. You know that every school should have a school guidance committee. This committee will assist the coordinator. You know, over here at the university, I have different groups. I have different groups on administrators, groups on senior groups, lecturers, academic counselors. I have different groups. What are they doing? They are helping, they are supporting in the delivery of guidance and counseling program in the school. So it's always important we look at it from that angle. Again, the teacher or the teachers in the school also help to appraise students' characteristics for purposes of adjustment and placement. You know, the guidance and counseling coordinator will need to consult the teacher. And the teachers must also be willing to reveal or release information to the counselor. See, you are with the students in the classroom. The counselor might be teaching. For example, I am teaching, but as I'm teaching now as a lecturer, I am not teaching every level. Neither am I teaching every department. For that matter, if I am not in level 100 now, I don't teach level 100, and I'm level 200 and level 300, and I'm not teaching level 400 as well. Therefore, you realize that the information concerning students in level 200, level 100 and level 400, I may not have enough on them. Therefore, I will need to consult my fellow lecturers and consult the academic counselors for information if I'm handling a client that I will need further information to be able to help that client. In the same way that teachers in the schools, see, the coordinator or the counselor will have to go to them for the teachers to assist the counselor so that the counselor can do a good job. The focus is not the counselor but the student. So let's cooperate with our coordinators, our counselors, so that they can provide the best to our students. Again, the role of the teacher or the teachers is to assist, that is in identifying the problem of student. assist in identifying, you see, assist to identify. In a way, the students have a problem, you see. So how will the coordinator know their problem? The students are always in the classroom with you. So because they are always in the classroom with you, you best know their problem. They come to lectures, they come to class, they sleep. Therefore, you, the class teacher, or the teachers who are interacting with these students, you will be the best person to tell and to assist this coordinator to perform and help the student. Again, issues regarding how students study and their learning problems. See, what kind of problems are these students going through with regards to their studies? Sometimes when you get closer to them, they will tell you. When they are having problem with a particular subject, they will tell you. When they are even having problem with a particular teacher, they will tell you. Now, what is supposed to be done is that the coordinator doesn't know these things in the classroom. So it's the teachers who have to help the coordinator to be able to diagnose students with regards to their academic progress. Again, the teacher will have to arrange special guidance and remediation courses. You see, in our system, some students are not, let me put it this way, they are slow learners. Because they are slow learners, they will need extra time, extra support. So assuming that that individual, this slow learner, comes to the counselor, and the counselor, after assessment of that student, realize that, oh, this student is a slow learner. So this teacher would definitely come to, sorry, this coordinator would definitely come to you, the teacher, that, oh, because you are a mathematics teacher, this student is slow learner as far as mathematics is concerned. Please, can you help in providing some remedial tuition to help the student back up and be in line with the colleagues? These are things that will fall on teachers to do, even at the university. We fall on lecturers to give some support to, some special support to some students because of what is going in their life or their challenges they might be facing. Good. It's also you to assist the counselor to gather and collate information. So in terms of collecting information, as far as student cumulative records are concerned, teachers are responsible for this cumulative record card. See, it's not with the counselor per se, but the counselor will have to go in there, collect it from them, and then use it to do the appraisal work on students or to assist students in terms of placement or whatever. Thank you. The next person that we want to look at, apart from the teachers, we also want to look at parents. Parents also have a role to play as far as the delivery of successful guidance and counseling program in a school is concerned. What are their role? They are to provide information. At what time are they to provide information? We know, or we said earlier, that one of the services under guidance is consultation. Who are going to, so the teachers, the counselor, or the coordinator definitely are going to consult parents on one or two things. So parents should be willing, parents will have to provide the right information, what really pertains to the child's behavior at home, how best they can help address the child's problem as far as the condition of the child is concerned. It is always important that if parents don't provide this information to you, there is no way you can help the child effectively. There's no way you'll be successful in your delivery of your guidance program. You can only guess, and out of guessing, you prescribe some directive to the student, and that may not work because you don't really have all the information in your hand. Again, parents will also encourage their children to make use of guidance and self guidance services. You see, we live in an environment where we are not used to going for professional guidance services. We are only content with advice giving, seeking advice from friends, parents, and all that. That is okay, but those ones has limitation. You see, they have limitation. I told you earlier that there is vast difference between an advice giving and a professional counseling. So parents should encourage their wards to see, to discuss their problems with the guidance coordinator so that the guidance services that are available in the school, these students will fully benefit from some of these services. Again, Parents should also utilize the guidance services. Yes, just as I said earlier, when I was at the secondary school as a counselor, parents walk to that place and seek for, even at the university here, parents come for help. Yeah, parents come for help. And now, what it means is that once you have this opportunity in your within the community or where your child's school is and all that, parents has to make use of it because they also have problems at home. Some have marital problem, some have financial problem, some even have problem as to how to take care of the child or the student we have in the school. So in a way, parents should also make use of some of these services. Again, should also examine their own home lives to determine if their children are operating from home environment. You see, parents have a role to play. Our students learn from the home. They learn a lot from the home. The individual is from the home. So the home environment must be conducive enough to one, foster good behavior, promote studies and learning and all things, so that the child will be so disciplined. Once the environment is provided, that conducive environment is provided to the child will be in a position to help. That is when the counselor comes in and add his expertise to the issue as far as the child is concerned, you realize that the child will recover quickly and progress very well. Parents are not just to be parents, they also have another role to play. That is teaching their children proper attitude at home. At home, parents should learn to help their kids put up good example, good behavior, so that the kids can also copy. Our kids look at us as parents, they look at you so much. They pay so much attention to you. And they learn a lot of things from you, consciously and unconsciously. Therefore, the kind of picture we paint before our kids in terms of our behavior, our attitude, our character, and all that, our kids are going to copy. And some of them, even when they come to school, they kind of try to replicate those same behaviors. So let us be careful so that we can reduce the work of the coordinator and teachers who are working to help your kids or our wards in the schools. Because if we are not giving them good example, what kind of example are these kids coming to exhibit to us in the schools? Thank you. The next group or the next person who also helps so much in the delivery of guidance program is a school nurse. Just as the name implies, he is responsible for paying visits to the homes of students. Students, for example, after giving them first aid in the school, sometimes they follow up to check how the treatment of the child is going on, even at home, because they need to know so that they can be in the position to assist the child even after maybe in the house as well. Sometimes you may give first aid in the school and you need to find out how the student is coping with the treatment. Again, this individual will also be accepting referral from teachers and the counselor. These referrals are basically health related issues. So once we are providing counseling, we may get to a point that we know that we need to give medical. This issue is about medical more. In the university here, we have a clinic and it's mounted by a medical officer. So usually I do all my referrals to him or through him so that he can look at the medical aspect of the client. Except the client says that no, I don't want to work with the school doctor. Sometimes we have to go outside and assist this client. Sometimes. Good. Then the next one is giving treatment for cases. Yeah, students and staff will be in some condition, medical issues. Therefore, the nurse is responsible for providing some medical treatment, some assistance to students and even to the staff if it is an environment that will cater for the staff too. Good. It's helping the school administration to develop sound and effective health policies. Yeah, because the coordinator is going to deal with this nurse, the nurse of the school, or within the school if they have, or outside the school, because issues regarding students' health is so important. So once that is important, good policies will need to be developed to take care of the students' health issues. So the school nurse will also help in the provision, in the development and administration of this kind of service. Good. The headmaster or the headmistress of the school. And this, I want to say that the headmaster and the headmistress of the school, if it is a secondary school, yeah, to my place here, if it's a principal, if it's a training college, it's the principal. All these individuals, or the university is the vice chancellor. So all these individuals have a major role to play. If your headmaster does not approve a program for you in a school, please, you cannot organize that program. Therefore, you must always make sure you seek the approval of the headmaster. Make sure you convince him to understand the need for the program, because they are going to even give you an office to operate as a coordinator. Once, as I'm in the guidance and counseling, I am in the counseling unit. They have provided me a place to provide this counseling. Therefore, notwithstanding the knowledge that I have as to how to provide the best counseling to people, professional one, of course, without their assistance, I cannot function well. So if you are in a school, be it a JHS at the base, whichever level, basic or the secondary school, whichever level you are, remember that the head of the school is paramount in your success. You can never be successful if the head does not support you. So we need to respect our heads. You don't tell them because you are the counselor, so that is all. Please, they will tell you go and practice in your home, not in the school. Besides, how will we even get funds? We spend so much money on our cases sometimes, on issues, especially even at the university. We organize programs and we need to feed the participants and all that. Sometimes when clients come to the counseling unit, we give them something, some water or something. These are all by the university. Then it is the principal, the vice chancellor, they are responsible for that. If you are in JHS or secondary school, it's your headmaster who will be responsible. So they also have a major role to play. And we counselors, we need to respect this individual, because our success to a large extent lies in their hand. Yeah, our success in a school, or in a school environment, lies in their hand. The way they will support us is something we need to be careful of. So we need to respect them. We need to be very obedient. We need to discuss issues with them. I always discuss my programs with my principal. Every little thing that I have in mind, quickly I run to him for us to have a discussion. And I know every word, that's it. So you too must learn to do that. Okay. The head of the institution has a role to play. The head of the institution has a role to play. The principal, or that individual, as I said, he's the chief executive of the school. So if it's a secondary school, we should know that he is in charge of the school. And therefore, we need to help him, we need to get to him, we need to seek for, go to him for guidelines. You want to do ABCD in the school. The school does not belong to you. So your headmaster should be in the know. Possibly come and chair the program if it's available. You see, so we need to always consult them. They will have to give us the necessary backing that we need to be able to function well. He or she should also recognize and appreciate the need for and the importance of comprehensive school guidance program. If this individual does not understand, please, it is your duty as a coordinator to go to him or her and explain to him. It is not everything that you present to your head that you expect him or her to accept it. No. You should know that sometimes some of the things that you present they may not understand initially. So it's left to you to convince the person and let the person know that this is the importance of it, why the need. See, so once we do this, you realize that they will also be in a position to support you and support you very well. So it's important we consult them. It's important we look for some guidelines from them so that we cannot just go in and do anything. We need to be very, very careful what we do in the school. He or she should make provision in terms of budgetary. That is what I said earlier. Who is going to give you money to operate in the school? Are you going to use the pocket money? Fine. If you are going to use the pocket money, Even that, the premises that you are working, the premises, the school, you are not the leader of the place, you are not the head. Therefore, you need the support of the head as far as the work is concerned. Therefore, the budgetary allocation for guidance issues everywhere, even at the university, they give us budgetary allocation as to what we should do and then activities that we can carry out within our budgetary allocation. And the head is responsible. The head of the institution is responsible to help you get this allocation. Even the facilities and equipment that we use at the counseling unit is by his approval. So please let us be mindful of this, that we cannot be successful, we cannot operate effectively in a school if we don't respect the headmaster, the head, master or the mistress, or the head of the institution. It's always important we look at that aspect. Again, he also coordinates school guidance program cooperatively with the members of staff. Sometimes when you are forming the committees, the guidance and counseling committees, he helps, he assists by even suggesting to you some teachers. Not only that, he will talk to some teachers because there's some teachers who see you as their colleagues. So giving them a new role to play sometimes they will not see it as something serious. But when the headmaster or the headmistress comes in, or the head of the institution comes in, you realize that their support becomes very excellent, more than you just walking to them. Only few will easily take your instruction without the head of the institution. Again, they are also responsible for setting up the guidance and counseling the committees. Just as I said earlier, the coordinator or the counselor of the school will have to do some consultation with the head. It's very important you consult your head in everything that you do. It doesn't mean everything he will say will be successful or will be what will be appropriate. But then when you consult him, he's in the know. The areas that you think that his suggestion may not work, he or she, you try and explain. Try to explain. Take your time and explain. We are counselors, so we should know how to talk. Talk to the person's conscience. Talk to the person's conscience so that the person will agree and understand why the need for the program in the school. It is always important we do this. We should be mindful of that and give the necessary support and respect to our leaders. Again, planning, initiate and develop a tradition in the in-service training for the counselor. So assuming you are the counselor of the school, although your head may not be a counselor, but it's your head. Therefore, he can also help you by telling you, okay, this is how the school is, these are the things, these are the areas, these are the issues. So you collect all this. After collecting all this information from him, then you also sit down and analyze it and see which ones to work with effectively and which ones that you cannot work with. Then the ones that you can work with, you strategize as to how to go about it to be able to help your students. It's also going to mobilize the community-based resources. Yes, he can help you to meet the PTA. I remember when I was at the secondary school time as a coordinator, my head, when I sent my budget for the academic year, he said no, they don't have enough. But what we can do is that he's going to present the case before the PTA and then see whether the PTA will accept to finance the program. And what I did was that I said, that's brilliant. I told him that's brilliant. So will you mind I come in and explain to them what the program is all about and why they need to support it. And he said, why not? So I remember that time he gave me about 10 minutes to talk to the PTA. And I can assure you from that day the PTA instituted something that they will add extra, 50 pesos around that time to take care of guidance and counseling programs in the school, out of which I had nice office, out of which with the furniture, and I operated over there for some time before I left. What about the students, the true receivers of this whole service, the students? The students have a role to play. The students also have a role to play. They will need to cooperate, they will need to cooperate with the school authorities, cooperate with the guidance and counseling coordinator. If students are not willing to attend counseling, what will we be sitting there doing? In the university here, the students are more than the staff. So, in fact, the chunk of my clients are students here. The staff do come, but not as much as students. I have a lot of students. We have a lot of students here. We have file, we have food, everything for them. We have card that we give them. So just like you are going to the hospital, when you are coming to the counseling, you come with the card, and then they will look for your folder. We go through all the processes. These are students, so students must cooperate with us, and because they must cooperate with. Their role is to cooperate in the entire guidance and counseling program. Is to also recognize and accept the counselor as a professional person. We may not have the professionals everywhere, but the few that we have, we need to recognize them as such. Again, if it's in your school that you only have a guidance and counseling coordinator, he or she is responsible for that job. So we need to recognize the person as such. We need to make sure we accord him that respect. Not just respect to say, but we need to go to them when we are in difficulty. See, let us not sit down with our problems and die with them. No, we just have to go out there and seek for the help. Again, go for counseling. They are supposed to go for counseling. That is when they need it, when the need arises. It's important. Working in a school is a wonderful experience with me as far as I'm concerned, because I've worked in at different levels. I worked as a counselor at the secondary school, training college, nursing training on part-time, then at the university. So sometimes that students are not willing to come for counseling. It depends on how you, the counselor, you carry yourself, how you advertise the counseling program in the school, how you make students understand the need for counseling. You don't expect them to just walk to the counseling unit for say, "Oh, sir, madam, I'm coming for counseling." Sometimes they are coming that way. Only few work and do that. Only few. But you need to educate your students. You need to advertise the programs. You need to let them know your competency. You see, when one client receives your service, and at the end of the day, he or she moves out and do not give any good testimony about your service, that is where you are doomed. You just sit in the office, nobody will come. You see, so it's interesting. You have to work hard. If you are a coordinator, you have to do very good job, and that is it. Sometimes you do a good job, and you will be tired of your client. Sometimes I'm tired with my clients because there are many students are coming. People are even coming from time and all that. That is how it's supposed to be. And once you do that, you help people, you get that inner satisfaction. Anyway, that's me. As far as the job is concerned, that is me. And when I help people, in terms of not giving money, after providing them counseling, maybe for a month, a year, and they are well, they are recovered fully. Wow, I'm happy. That's it. Apart from if it is a private, apart from the charges that we charge, but notwithstanding, because the life of the person is paramount, so we provide this help. Again, the students make use of educational and occupational material provided for them by the counseling or guidance and counseling coordinator. During the execution of the counseling services, the information that we provide to our students, they are supposed to make use of it. So we need to provide valid information to them. Information that authentic one, of course, so that it will end up helping the student at the end of the day. Again, the students are to open up. What are they going to open up for? When counselors are looking for information, students are supposed to provide it. During the counseling session, we counselors don't do magic. We get virtually everything from our client. The only way we get it is that we use different techniques to elicit information from our client. But in totality, we are getting it from our client. It's not coming from us. So if our clients are not willing to open up to us, it becomes difficult sometimes. When they are not willing to talk, you ask them question, any problem, no problem. You ask them this, so no problem. You ask them that, so all is well. But you know very well something is wrong with this individual. So they must be willing to cooperate, and so that the counseling program will be of a success. Pupils or clients are also to help create awareness of the importance of this guidance and counseling in the schools. See, I use my clients in advertising issues. Yeah. It is what they have witnessed, what they have experienced, the result. They go out there and sell you. This is how it's supposed to be. So we use our students, we use our clients to make sure they educate their colleagues. Sometimes we have peer counselors. These peer counselors are in the various halls, students' halls at the university here. It can be if you are at the secondary school, you can also implement that. Even if you are at the JHS, you can implement it. These peer counselors are with their colleagues in the classroom. Therefore, they can let their colleagues know the importance of the guidance and counseling program in the school, and maybe why you need to go in for counseling. So there were instances here where students walk to the counseling units. I say, "You welcome. How are you doing? Fine." So, counselor, it's so and so person who said, with my problem, if I come to you, you can be of help. That is it. So, indirectly, you may start with a very small number of clients, but the work you do will sell you. The work you do, it will sell itself. See, so we need to work hard, even if we are coordinators in the school or teachers in our schools. And that is how we can assist people. They are to assist the guidance program by informing their parents. Sometimes students will need to talk to their parents. For example, when I told you that when I was at a secondary school, my head has assisted me to talk to the PTA, where the PTA agreed to support by adding, I think, 50 pesos, which I said earlier, to the PTA dues. That will take care of the guidance and counseling program in the school. The kids are supposed to encourage their parents to pay such money. The kids are supposed to encourage their parents to donate to the counseling unit. It's very important because the school finance or the school budget alone cannot make the place more conducive. Without that is how it's supposed to be. So parents can donate to support at the secondary school level. Parents can donate at the basic level. If you are a parent, listen to me. You can also find out where the counseling unit is. You can donate something to make, even if it is a chair, comfortable chair that clients will use. It's good. Stationery. At the JHS, at the primary, you can do some of these things to support the delivery because the school finances alone may not be adequate to take care of their program. Good. What about our community that we live in, the society that we live in? You have a role to play. The community comprises the referral resources base. You see, the referral or the service providers, other service providers are in the community. So the community must be ready to accept referrals. It's very important. If the service providers are not willing to accept referral, it becomes difficult. Usually you, the guidance and counseling coordinator, will need to go out there, look for the service providers, those that you'll be falling on when you want to refer. Then talk to them, let them know what you are doing within the community. So that when you are referring, it's very smooth. They know. They know me. Wherever I work at the secondary school, they know me around. At the college, training college, the nursing training. Yeah, because if you don't do that, it is not when the client is in problem and you need to do referral before you start looking for service providers where to refer the client to. That is inappropriate. As a matter of fact, you need to help the community. The people are in the community, so the community will also have to help so that at the end of the day we can refer our clients and refer them to the right source. Again, they provide avenues for opportunity to work study program. Yes, sometimes we provide career guidance to our students, and they are expected to do maybe attachment, teaching practice and all that. They are supposed to support, the community is supposed to support in carrying out these services so that the students can fully get the practical work to do in their homes or after school and all that. Again, organizations of field trips, you see, when we organize field trip, teachers do take your students out of the classroom. Where are you taking them to? Taking them to the community to learn something new. So community must also be willing to support in that direction so that when teachers or counselors ask for their help, they'll be willing to provide the needed help so that we can all give the best to our students. When it comes to occupational or educational opportunities that are available in the community, it's all the community that have to help to provide this. So if the community is not supporting by providing some of this, even if they have it and they are not ready to cooperate with the school, sometimes it becomes difficult because you may need their help, you may need their assistance. The school alone cannot have everything within. So sometimes you need to fall on others. You see, so the community will be there to support. That's their role. They also provide resources, resource persons, yeah, for career talks and other kind of guidance services that they provide. The community, when you are looking, you are organizing a program, you pick them from the community. You pick people from the community. If it is about health issue and you, the counselor, you want somebody from with the health expertise to come and talk to the student, you go into the community and pick somebody within that community to come and deliver. And they should be willing to support.